So you wake up, pour your coffee, endure the brutal commute, and eventually hit that inevitable 3 p.m. wall, right? You're just sitting there, watching the hours pass agonizingly slowly, feeling your energy literally drain away behind a cold computer screen. Honestly, I bet a lot of us feel like just a tiny cog in this massive machine that never ever stops turning. You were putting in an incredible amount of exhausting effort, but your bank account, yeah, it completely fails to reflect that fatigue. That suffocating feeling you're experiencing is basically the heavy tax you pay for staying in a system that wasn't actually designed to make you wealthy. Deep down, you know there's something fundamentally outdated about this whole traditional structure. I mean, the time you spend trapped in this cycle or just aimlessly scrolling through social media as a passive consumer, that is the one currency you can never, ever get back. You're sitting there quietly watching others build their wealth while you're stuck acting as a frustrated spectator.
Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely validate that frustration you have with the traditional grind. And more importantly, we're going to break down the exact blueprint to escape it. We are exploring the concept of digital empires, breaking the chains of traditional employment by unpacking 3 incredibly efficient, highly leveraged strategies to make money online as we look ahead to 2026. Get a load of this. The digital economy is currently valued at over $3 trillion globally. 3 trillion, and it is expanding every single day. The opportunity isn't shrinking, it's mutating. So the real failure isn't in trying and stumbling. It's in staying stuck exactly where you are while the economy rapidly evolves without you.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our agenda for today. We'll be covering the 9 to 5 trap, defining digital wealth in 2026, passive digital products, AI faceless channels, automated micro freelancing, and finally, building your digital empire. All right, let's jump right into part 1, digital wealth in 2026 and the mindset shift it requires.
Generating wealth in this new era requires a fundamental psychological shift. Think about it. The traditional career path demands expensive university degrees, a hyper-visible personal brand where you constantly have to put yourself out there, and worst of all, a linear trade of your precious time for a fixed capped amount of money. It's basically a broken equation where you are always the bottleneck. The modern approach, though, it entirely flips this equation on its head. The 2026 way utilizes powerful AI tools, operates through entirely faceless systems, and focuses relentlessly on automated passive income. Guys, this is the absolute ultimate form of leverage. By uncoupling your earning potential from the hours you physically work, you literally remove the ceiling on your income. You don't need a specialized degree to start this journey today, and you absolutely, 100%, do not need to turn yourself into a public influencer to achieve massive financial success. So, when you actually shift your mindset toward leverage, the immediate goal isn't to become some billionaire overnight. Let's be real. The real goal is setting up a system designed to generate your first $100 a day online. Why $100? Because that is the magic number. $100 a day covers most people's rent, their groceries, and their basic utilities. It's the exact threshold where a little side hustle transitions from being just pocket change into life-changing foundational leverage. Once your automated systems can cover your basic survival needs, you unlock this incredible psychological freedom to take bigger risks and scale your digital empire, all without the constant looming anxiety of traditional bills. Okay, moving right along to our first strategy, passive digital products, or what we call silent digital engineering. This first strategy relies entirely on creating silent digital assets that just sell perpetually without your direct intervention. The mechanics here are elegantly simple. Step 1, you design a digital asset. Think of incredibly high-demand, hyper-specific tools, maybe a digital ADHD daily planner, a comprehensive wedding budget tracker, or a specialized meal prep journal. You use entirely free, intuitive design platforms like Canva, for example, to make these look super professional and attractive. Step 2, you upload these digital products to a massive global marketplace like Etsy. Once uploaded, the marketplace handles absolutely everything else for step 3. They literally become your automated fulfillment center. The exact moment a customer in London or Tokyo clicks buy at 3 a.m., the platform instantly delivers the file securely. You don't have to deal with complex supply chains, there is zero shipping costs, and you never have to hoard physical stock in your garage. You engineer the product exactly one single time, and it scales infinitely, paying you royalties while you sleep. How cool is that? Next up is strategy number 2, AI faceless channels, building automated content empires. Content creation no longer requires you to be this charismatic on-camera personality with complex filming and directing expertise. The blueprint for a highly profitable faceless digital presence is incredibly calculated today. First, you've got to target high-paying niches, specifically finance, technology, or personal motivation. Why? Well, it all comes down to a metric called CPM, or cost per mil, which is basically what advertisers pay per thousand views. Advertisers selling high-ticket financial software or expensive tech gadgets are willing to pay massive premiums to reach audiences interested in those specific topics. Second, you employ artificial intelligence to do the heavy lifting for you. Seriously, AI engines can now research your topic, write a highly engaging script, generate dynamic visuals, and produce a flawless voiceover. Your role completely shifts from creator to curator. Finally, your strategy is relentless consistency, targeting the US market. The American advertising market pays some of the highest rates in the world, so you're essentially using AI to leverage geographic arbitrage, capturing massive US ad revenue from wherever you happen to be sitting in the world. It's a total game changer. Let's dive into our third strategy, automated micro-freelancing, focusing on smart dynamic captions. This brings us to a strategy built purely on our current attention economy. Right now, content creators are fighting a brutal all-out war for viewer retention. They're flooding platforms with thousands of short videos every single day, and their absolute biggest bottleneck is keeping a viewer hooked in the first 3 seconds. Dynamic, fast-moving text captions are the secret weapon to achieving that retention, but let me tell you, manually typing and animating them is incredibly tedious and time-consuming for creators. By positioning yourself as the solution to their biggest pain point, you provide immense value. You offer the microservice of adding these dynamic text captions to their videos. But here's the catch. You aren't doing this by hand. No way. You simply feed their raw video through free AI software, which automatically transcribes, times, and animates those trendy captions instantly with a single click. Boom. You just became an essential, highly efficient piece of their production pipeline.
Let's break down the incredibly lucrative math behind this microservice. You can easily charge $15 per video on major freelance platforms, which are honestly the perfect ecosystem to offer this highly sought-after digital service. Now, really think about the leverage here. If an AI tool processes that video in, say, 2 minutes, and you charge $15 for the final product, your effective hourly rate just absolutely skyrocketed. If you process just 10 short videos a day for various creators, that is $150 for less than an hour of actual button clicking. This immediately validates that foundational goal we discussed earlier of making $100 a day, because the demand for short-form video editing is growing at a frantic, unprecedented rate worldwide right now. Turning this automated one-click process into a micro-freelancing business is absolutely one of the fastest paths to generating immediate digital income.
Which brings us to our final section, build your digital empire. Because the choice really is yours. Look, the traditional 9-to-5 system isn't necessarily broken. It's just becoming rapidly obsolete in the face of all these new technologies. The digital tools required to build automated, decentralized wealth are literally sitting completely free on your laptop right now. The barrier to entry that existed just 10 years ago has completely evaporated, which means the only thing left standing between you and financial leverage is taking action. Financial freedom is not some distant, impossible dream anymore. It's an engineering problem that you now have the exact blueprints to solve. The economy is shifting fast, and the world simply won't wait for anyone to decide when they're going to participate. So I leave you with this one question. Which empire will you build today?